Hey yo, new model, man. What you just watched is Kodak Black get completely caught off guard by a stranger in a New York City nightclub. What started as a viral public kiss quickly turned into something far more confusing, because right after that moment, something unexpected happened. And now the full story is raising serious questions. The night it happened, most artists at Kodak's level, rappers with his kind of catalog, his kind of history, his kind of fame, moved through public spaces with layers between them and the crowd. Security guards, velvet ropes, private entrances, handlers who control who gets close and for how long. There's a system that exists specifically to prevent the kind of moment that went viral on April 8th, 2026. And Kodak Black has never seemed particularly interested in that system. Kodak Black, born Bill Capri, raised in the Golden Acres housing projects in Pompano Beach, Florida, has always been that rapper who stays low to the ground. He moves through clubs like he belongs in the room, not above it. He vibes with the crowd. He lets people get close. He shakes hands and takes pictures and laughs with strangers and gets in the full energy of wherever he is, like he is just another person who showed up that night, even when he is absolutely the reason the whole room is alive in the first place. That accessibility is not an accident. It is baked into who he is as a person and as an artist. And it is also, as the story is about to remind everyone, a setup for moments exactly like this one. So, when Kodak appeared at a nightclub in New York City around April 8th, 2026, nobody in that room found it alarming that fans were within arm's reach of him. That is just how a Kodak Black night goes. That is the unspoken agreement between him and the people who come out to see him. You get close, he stays close, and most of the time, nothing happens most of the time. That particular week in New York had already been good to him. He performed at the April Fool's Comedy Jam at Barclays Center on April 4th. A big room, a big crowd, a good show. Around the same time, he appeared at Harbor NYC for a rooftop party and show. The city was receiving him well, and he was deep in it, not rushing back to Florida, not playing things quiet, just fully out and fully present in New York's nightlife, the way someone does when the energy feels right. And there is no reason to slow down. And from footage circulating on social media from that same night, Kodak was in a very specific kind of mood. He was posted up in the club, drinks going, music loud, completely in his element. And he was not alone in the way he was enjoying the night. He was getting very comfortable, very close, and very cozy with just Britney, one of the artists signed to his Sniper Gang label. Clips from the same night showed her twerking and grinding on him, the two of them laughing and moving together, him looking like, and these are the exact words that kept appearing in comment after comment like he was in heaven. The energy between them was not subtle. The crowd around them could see it. The cameras caught it. And that footage was already making its way around the internet before the bigger clip even dropped. Then it happened. Hey yo, new man, a fan, someone in that club, someone who saw their moment and decided to take it without stopping to think about what came after, walked up to Kodak fast, bold, and with absolutely zero hesitation, and planted a kiss on him right there in the middle of the room in front of everyone on someone's phone camera on the record. The clip, which runs between 9 and 12 seconds in most reposts, captures the whole arc of the moment, the approach, the kiss, and the immediate aftermath. And what it shows in those few seconds is Kodak Black looking as genuinely caught off guard as he has ever looked on camera. His face in the aftermath is a face of a man who is trying to rapidly process something his brain did not prepare for. Wide eyes, a quick turn, a look that viewers on every platform describe the same way, no matter where they saw it, using the same words in the comments as if they had all rehearsed it. Wait a damn minute. He did not push the fan away. He did not grab security. He did not make a scene, raise his voice, or do anything that would turn a weird moment into a dangerous one. He did what Kodak Black almost always does when fans cross into his personal space in a live setting. He let the moment breathe, process it quietly, and then kept moving. No escalation, no confrontation, just a look on his face doing all the talking that needed to be done. The clip exploded on April 8th through the pages that move hip-hop content faster than any traditional media outlet. World Star Hip Hop, my mixtape, Hip Hop Ties, Drizzy Inspiration. Within hours of going up, Every single repost had comment sections that people were describing with one word over and over again: messy. And here's the thing. The reason those comments were messy was not really about Kodak. It was not about the kiss itself, or the boldness of the move, or even what it said about fan culture in 2026. The reason every comment section on every platform turned into a full-on debate was the fan. Specifically, who the fan was and what people thought they were seeing when they looked at them. The fan who kissed. Kodak has not been identified by name in any public report as of April 9th, 2026. No outlet tracked him down. No social media handle surfaced. No follow-up interview was given. No one claiming to be the fan has spoken publicly. The person appears to have been a completely anonymous club goer who spotted Kodak, made a move, and then disappeared back into the crowd as though it never happened, leaving the internet to argue about the footage without a single piece of additional context to work with. Comments like "that's a Sir G" started appearing. Then "lady boy," then "that's a dude," then the counter-arguments calling people out for reaching, pointing the fans' overall look, arguing that people see what they want to see. Then the memes, then the confusion emojis, then the quote reposts with captions designed to get more people into the conversation. World Star titled their upload with the phrase, "The internet's confused," because that is exactly what the internet was. And that framing was the accelerant. People who had not seen the clip clicked just to figure out what confusion was about. People who had already seen it came back to the comments to weigh in on the debate. It became one of those rare viral moments where the original event matters less than the argument it generates, and the argument just keeps feeding itself. The pattern. If you have followed Kodak Black's career for any stretch of time, even loosely, even from a distance, you already understand that what happened in that New York City club on April 8th, 2026 was not a random, unprecedented event. It was a chapter in a book that has been writing itself for years. A book full of fans who got too close. Moments that got too weird, and Kodak responded with the same energy every time. Awkward, unbothered, and somehow still standing at the end of it. His accessibility is the root of all of it. Most rappers at his level have figured out by now that the easiest way to avoid chaotic fan situations is to create physical and social distance. Make yourself hard to reach. Let the mystique do the work. Let security be the wall between you and the crowd. Kodak has never operated that way, and it shows in every single one of these clips. He moves through shows and clubs and public spaces like someone who genuinely wants to be in the middle of the energy rather than above it. And when you do that consistently over years across cities and venues and countries, you accumulate stories. Some of them are funny, some of them are wild, and at least one of them is genuinely difficult to watch. Let us start at the top, the one that still lives rent-free in the memories of everyone who saw it, the one that in 2026 remains the single most chaotic and explicitly physical fan encounter ever captured on camera involving this man. September 2022, the Bahamas. Again, this one had a completely different energy, much less chaotic, much warmer, but it showed the same fundamental dynamic at work. Kodak was not at a show or an event. He was walking to the beach with a group of friends on what looked and felt like a casual vacation day when a blonde woman spotted him from nearby. She did not hesitate. She did not stand at a distance debating whether to approach. She walked directly up to him, caressed the back of his head with her hand, and pulled him into a deep full-body embrace, pressing herself entirely against him in a way that blurred the line between a hug and something else entirely. Then she stepped back just enough to grab his face in her hands and look at him and say exactly what was on her mind. "I don't know if you were the girlfriend, but I wanted to kiss you." And then she'd kiss him on the cheek. After that, she'd jump around screaming. She turned to her friends and announced what had just happened. She came back and hugged him again, kissed his cheek a second time, told him she loved him, and ran off. Kodak hugged her back the whole time. He said, "I love you too," when she said it first, and then he posted the clip himself on his Instagram stories, describing the whole thing as pure touchy-feely love. No embarrassment, no discomfort visible in his face. Just Kodak being Kodak, letting fans into his space, and treating the moment like something worth sharing with the world rather than something to be quietly moved past. Then there is the 2024 stage proposal. A fan at a show in California got on her knees during his performance and proposed marriage to him. She was not joking. She was fully committed to the bit, or maybe it was not a bit at all. The energy read is genuine. Kodak played along within the moment, nodding to his own lyrics and letting the crowd absorb the scene, which gave everyone what they came for without making the fan feel rejected or embarrassed. Nothing developed from it. It ended the way those things always end. Clips circulates. People talk about it for a few days, then the next thing happens and it gets replaced. But it lives in the catalog of these moments that define how he and his fans interact. The club and stage patterns that run across every year of his career tell the same story in smaller doses. Multiple clips show fans and sometimes people in his own circle twerking and grinding on him at shows, after parties, box suites, and nightclubs. Some of that footage is so close and so physical that commenters consistently describe it with the same phrase. They look like they're getting it on right there. He pulls fans on stage for extended dances that stretch well beyond what a typical concert moment would look like. He signs autographs for so long and so personally that one session at a meet and greet lasted a full 5 minutes for a single fan getting her shirt signed. A prolonged, intimate interaction that somehow became its own viral clip in the weirdest fan moment category. And then there is the clip brief, bizarre, and completely without context, where Kodak dug at his nose and wiped it on a fan's head. That is a sentence that exists in the world now, and we are all going to have to just accept that and move forward. The through line in all of these moments is the same thing. Kodak does not manage distance. He never has. And so fans, emboldened by his energy, emboldened by his accessibility, emboldened by the fact that the last person who walked up on him did not get pushed away, keep coming. And most of these moments stay in the meme-worthy and funny category, rather than escalating into anything that requires a serious response. But they pile up year after year, city after city, show after show. They pile up. And the April 8th NYC Kiss is just the newest addition to a list that was already long and only keeps growing. Which means the next time someone walks up on Kodak Black in a club and does something that ends up on World Star, nobody who's been paying attention is going to be surprised. The bigger picture. There is an easy version of the Kodak Black fan kiss story. In the easy version, it is just a funny clip from a nightclub. A rapper gets surprised. His face says everything. The internet debates the fan's identity for 48 hours. The clip fades. Life continues. That version of the story is fine. It is accurate in its facts, even if it is incomplete in its meaning. But Kodak Black has never been a story that fits neatly into the easy version. The man standing in that New York City club on April 8th, 2026, the man with the wide eyes and the shocked expression, is someone who has been through things that reframe every viral moment he is ever involved in. If you know the full context, he has been to federal prison. He had his sentence commuted by the President of the United States. He got shot outside a celebrity restaurant in West Hollywood during Super Bowl weekend. He spent much of 2025 in the middle of a custody battle so public and so ugly that it involved arrests, countersuits, Instagram lives, and allegations that, regardless of how they resolved in court, left a mark on his public image that does not simply disappear because both parties signed a settlement agreement. Understanding all of that does not change what happened in the club on April 8th, but it changes the weight of it. It changes the story you are telling when you talk about who was standing there and what that moment actually represents. Let us start with a relationship picture, because it is directly connected to the energy of that night, to the just Britney footage, to the fan kiss, to all of it. As of April 2026, Kodak Black is not in a publicly confirmed stable relationship. He has 5 children with 4 different women, and his romantic life has been one of the most consistently dramatic, publicly documented, and emotionally complicated in hip-hop. Not because he engineered it that way for attention, but because the circumstances of his life keep producing real and serious situations that find their way onto the internet regardless of whether he wants them there. His longest and most turbulent connection has been with Miranda Johnson, a realtor and reality television personality from Wags to Riches, who entered his life around 2017 and has been on and off with him ever since. They share 2 children together, a daughter named Queen Yuri and a son. For years, the relationship cycled through breakups and reconciliations, staying relatively out of headlines. except for the occasional social media hint that something was either good or wrong between them. Then 2025 arrived, and the whole thing collapsed in front of everyone. In February 2025, Miranda filed for emergency custody, leveling a set of accusations against Kodak that included domestic violence, chronic absence as a father, and failure to pay child support that reflected the actual financial reality of his life and income. She cited Florida's Grayson's Law, a statute that requires courts to weigh prior domestic violence when making custody decisions, as the legal basis for the emergency filing. She also alleged that Kodak and his mother had taken their son without informing her and told her she would never see him again. The details in the filings were specific and serious, and they hit the internet hard. Kodak's legal team answered back immediately. They called the claims a money grab and filed countersuits for defamation and vehicle damage after Miranda allegedly smashed the windshields of several of his luxury cars. Both sides were in court. Both sides were making arguments, and the whole thing was playing out in public through court filings, social media posts, and tabloid coverage in a way that gave everyone watching a front row seat to a genuinely painful situation. Meanwhile, Miranda was arrested multiple times in 2025 in connection with events that circled the same drama, a brawl at their daughter, Queen Yuri's birthday party that reportedly involved other mothers of Kodak's children, a separate nightclub altercation that resulted in battery and criminal mischief charges, and a courthouse incident that added its own charges to the pile. The baby mama drama was not contained to one household or one relationship. It was spread across multiple women, multiple children, and multiple legal proceedings happening simultaneously. They settled in September 2025. A parenting plan was agreed upon. The lawsuits on both sides were dismissed. Miranda is now consistently referred to in coverage as his ex-girlfriend. Legally, that chapter is closed. But the shadow it cast over his image going into 2026 is not something a settlement agreement wipes away. It is part of the story. Now, before Miranda, there was Mellow Rex, an influencer and rapper he was engaged to around 2021, whose split from him was messy and unresolved enough that the feud reignited in 2025 when she collaborated with NBA YoungBoy after Kodak dissed YB publicly. Old clips from their relationship resurfaced. Old allegations and old dynamics came back to conversation. The internet handled it exactly the way the internet handles these things. Loudly, completely, and without mercy for either side. And then there is Just Britney. Back to that night. Back to the club. Just Britney is officially Kodak's signed artist on Sniper Gang. That is a label that appears on the official documentation. The one that gets cited when anyone asks what their relationship is. But the footage from March and April 2026, footage from that same NYC club night that produced a fan kiss clip, tells a story that does not feel entirely professional. Her twerking on him smiling with energy that people online keep calling in heaven. The two of them taking shots, being physically close, radiating a kind of warmth that goes beyond what most people associate with the label executive and his artist. Commenters kept describing her as Kodak's new girlfriend, regardless of the official story. And Kodak himself has said in past interviews that the line between professional and personal with the women he signs to his label is not always a clear one. Nothing about Just Britney is confirmed beyond the professional arrangement. But nothing about the footage looks strictly professional either. And the internet has made its own conclusions without waiting for an official statement. Now, the legal history, because it is impossible to tell a full Kodak Black story without going there. His troubles with the law started in October 2015, when he was 18 years old, accused of forcing people into a vehicle at gunpoint in Pompo Beach after suspecting them of breaking into his home. Charges included robbery, battery, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. It was the beginning of a relationship with the criminal justice system that would define the next decade of his life, as much as any album or hit record. In February 2016, a young woman accused him of sexual assault at a hotel in Florence, South Carolina, after a show. The charge was first-degree criminal sexual conduct, the most serious level of the offense under South Carolina law, carrying up to 30 years in prison. The case moved through the legal system slowly and painfully for 5 years. In April 2021, he accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to the reduced charge of first-degree assault and battery. He received 18 months of probation and no additional prison time, and he apologized in court as a condition of the deal. The resolution did not make the original accusation disappear from the public record or from the way people talk about him. In January 2018, while on probation, he broadcast himself on Instagram Live in his own home, passing a marijuana joint and a handgun around a room that contained his infant son. Police acted on the footage directly. He was charged with grand theft of a firearm, weapons possession by a convicted felon, cannabis possession, and child neglect. It became and remains one of the most cited examples in hip-hop history of an artist providing evidence against themselves through their own social media behavior. In 2019, federal prosecutors charged him with making false statements on firearm purchase forms, lie about his criminal history on background checks, in order to buy multiple handguns in Miami. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 46 months in federal prison. He began serving that sentence and was still incarcerated in January 2021 when President Donald Trump commuted his sentence in one of his final acts in office. It was not a pardon. The conviction stayed on his record permanently. But the commutation meant he walked out of federal prison after serving roughly a year and a half of a nearly 4-year sentence. He went back to work almost immediately. On February 12, 2022, during Super Bowl weekend activities in West Hollywood, a shooting occurred outside the Nice Guy restaurant. Kodak was shot in the leg. 2 other men present were also hit. A civil lawsuit filed against him by 2 of the men injured, which sought damages that at one point were valued at $62 million, was withdrawn and dropped entirely in March 2026, just weeks before the fan kiss clip landed. The suit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. That particular legal shadow, at least, is gone. This is the man in that 10-second clip. This is who is standing in that nightclub with a surprised look on his face. A man who has been through federal prison, a presidential commutation, a shooting, a sexual assault plea, a 2018 child neglect charge caught on his own live stream, a 2025 custody war that consumed most of the year, 5 children spread across 4 households, an ex-fiancé whose feud with him reignited publicly, and a current label artist situation that the entire internet is watching with extreme interest. As of April 9th, 2026, Kodak has not said a single word publicly about the kiss. No statement, no post, no story, nothing from his team, nothing from a fan. The silence from both sides is complete. That is the Kodak Black fan kiss story. That is all of it. That is the full picture. Found this information exciting and unbelievable? Be sure to check out other similar and amazing videos on the screen. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.